It's Simon. How are we all? I'm so ready for today, for this chat. Let me, oh, I thought I heard the bongs. I am on time, aren't I? So, how are we? I think I've got the camera the wrong way around. I have, but if I switch it now, I've gone live, I think, oh, we'll just have to live with it. How is everybody? Let's see who we've got, and then we will crack on. I've had one of those days, but I'll come to that in a minute. So we have got Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Jilly. Hello, Jilly. Hope you are well and restful day. My day has been far from restful. This is the first time since I was up at 6. I left the house at 8. I didn't even know if Cuppa catch-up was going to happen today, but I'm here. Elizabeth, Patrice, hello, Orsi, Aspasia, Robin, Tycon, Karen, Betsy, Chris, Baby Firefly, Richard, Tamaya, Starshine, Kimberly, Billy, Celia, Nancy, Marie, Michelle, and as found Kimberly. Nice to see you. So yeah, I've got a cuppa. Let me have a sip. I'm ready. It's been, I don't know if anybody else, particularly if you're in the UK, has been out today. But today's the first day after a national lockdown, the first Saturday, I should say, after a national lockdown, where all the shops are open. There's no restaurants open. We're in tier 3, so there's no restaurants open, bars or anything like that. But I don't know where to look now. What will happen if I turn my camera around? Will it... I'm upside down, aren't I? It won't flip. Orientation is locked. I don't want to end the stream and come back, so I'll just have to remember to look in a different place. This is how the day's gone. I'm all backwards. Anyway, so look there, not there. So yeah, and it is absolutely bedlam out there. Hanged man. Hey Jen. Yeah, so I decided I'll get up really early. I needed things like, you know, wrapping paper. Look there. I needed things like wrapping paper, brown parcel paper. I needed to go to the barbers and have a shave and pamper session and everything else. And then I had to do the family run. You know, we had to take presents around, all the family. And I was driving. It was about 12 o'clock by this time. I'd been out for like 4 hours. And the queues, even at 8 o'clock this morning, was just... I looked at the queue for Card Factory and I felt sick. They got all these turnstiles and I was thinking, I'll go to a supermarket and get some cards. Looking smooth, Simon, thank you. They used a cutthroat razor on my head. They've never done that before. I was like, I want it all off. Take it all off. Take everything off. So when I was driving over to my sister's, because she's got 5 girls and 3 of them have got children, and so I've got a car loaded up with stuff. And I thought, I haven't set the Cuppa ketchup and cards thing, you know, the kind of scheduled live. So I thought, oh, I'll do it when I get back. And I did it like 45 minutes ago. So, and then I wanted to talk about a deck. So I went to my shelves thinking, I know where all my decks are, all of them, you know. And I've literally spent the last half an hour trying to find this particular deck, which is the Nicoletta, because I want to talk about the new version. But I wanted to get, and I've got the box. I thought, the box is empty. The box is empty. Ah, yes, that's because I keep them in the bag. Could I, it wasn't that long ago that I used them as well. Could I find this bag? all of the cubicles out everywhere, all over the floor, thinking it must have dropped down. And I searching, and I was like, I've got to go live soon, I've got to go live. I'm already behind, not eaten since 7:30 this morning. And then I was like, well, I'll just have to not show them and just show them mini versions. Stood up, and they're there right in front of me. Like, I think it was just there. How did I not see that? Oh, dear. And I've done that before. Been searching for a deck, and it's right in front of me. It's not a new Nicoletta Tammy Pie. They've redone the mini, and I've not opened it yet. I wanted to see what the differences were. You know how Lois Scarabeo started doing these minis in these little 2-part linen boxes, like the Radiant Wise. And I really like them. Well, they've rebranded the Nicoletta Ceccoli Tarot. Murphy's Law. Yeah, we call it Sod's Law here. That happens to me with decks when I want to make a video. Yeah, and the clock's ticking, particularly when you've got a scheduled live and you go live at the same time every week. And it literally, it was like 3:56 p.m. when I saw it right in front of me. Having taken cubicles apart, and at least they've had a bit of a rearrange and ordered nicely as I put them back. I have that mini Radiant Wise, carry it in my purse. Yeah, it's a great little deck. So, firstly, before I forget, Christmas special, the Christmas Cuppa catch-up and cards over Christmas won't be on the Saturday the 26th, because that will be Boxing Day in the UK, which is, it's like a Christmas Day 2.0. But every year I'm joined by my friend Jenna from Jennifer Ball's Witch House. Still want to say Spiritual Garage. So it's going to be on Wednesday the 23rd. It won't be 4 p.m. because that's the day I break up from work for Christmas, but it will be somewhere around 6 p.m. So there will be a Christmas special. There will be a giveaway, because there's always a giveaway. There'll be quizzes and games, and we'll be getting out the Christmas box. So for those of you who was in the Christmas Cuppa Catchment cards last year, and you put a memory into the Christmas box, we'll be reading them, and then we'll be asking for the first, I think we do 10, the first 10 people to go into this year's Christmas box. So, yeah. So how is everybody? Anyway, now I've done all my whinging for the day. How's everybody doing? It's nice to see everybody. If anybody else has come in since I've done the hellos, then hi Stephanie. I see Stephanie saying hello. Hi Pamela. Total lockdown announced again in California. Wow. So we've come out of lockdown this week. We've been in it for a month, but we've automatically gone back into our tiers, but the tiers have been toughened. They're more severe. So it's kind of just like lockdown. But if you went downstairs, now I live in the city centre, so you expect busyness. But if you went downstairs at the moment, it's like out of a film. People are like that in the mall. You know, there's no social distancing. They can't possibly be social distancing. I've just tried to come from the car park through the centre, and it's taken me like 20 minutes to get from one end to the other, because people are just walking shoulder to shoulder. It is heaving. People are standing at all the doors of the shops, you know, and there's queues, and they're all intermingling. You can't see where one queue from one shop ends to where another one begins. It is bedlam, absolute bedlam. And it's a difficult one, because I did most of my shopping online, and I always feel guilty when I do that, because I like to support shops, and we're losing shops at a rate of knots at the moment. Debenhams, which is 240 years old, has gone into administration this week. as well as Bon Marché, and loads of shops that are high street shops are shutting almost every day. So it's really sad. So in one way, you want them to thrive and to do well, but in another way, in another sense, you kind of, as much as you can wear masks and sanitize your hands, it can't be safe down there. It just can't be. I'm here now. What did I miss? Just me being stressed Eric, Dan. So, yeah, and if you saw my front room, I would turn the camera around, but I'm not that brave, and you'd never see me in the same light ever again. It's like an elf's workshop, because whilst I've done all the family and got that out the way, just some close friends and stuff, and I've got rolls of brown wrapping paper, sellotape, Christmas wrapping. There's a birthday for somebody in our community this coming week as well, so I've been sorting that out, and it's just full on. Tomorrow, Sunday's Christmas card writing day. We're starting lockdown steps in Texas. See, I didn't think people... I guess you've got an exiting president though, haven't you? But I just remember on the news over here, him saying there will not be another lockdown whilst this administration is in. But obviously, you know, you can't deny when the infection rates increase exponentially and people start to die that you can't not do something about it. You can support artist shops on Etsy and other small businesses online. That's true, you can, and I do try to. I have to admit, I'll be looking forward to seeing the Crown style movie about this time in British government in 10 years or so, if they do, yeah. I mean, they're bound to make a film about the coronavirus, aren't they? Every big event that ever happens in the world, sooner or later, there's a film about it. But yeah, I wonder how it will be portrayed. The light away, I feel a little bit, that's a little bit better. What else? They told us nobody over 65 should leave their homes, but they haven't locked us in. No, and they can't, can they? You know, they can't take away people's liberties like that and just lock people in their homes. But I think what they're trying to say is apply common sense, only leave it if it's an emergency. This is what we recommend. It's the same with us over here for Christmas. We can have 3 families meet up for 5 days, which is the 23rd to 27th, and after that we're back into our tiers. But they're saying hug your relatives, and then other people, the government, hug your relatives, you know, it'll be fine. And then, you know, the health authorities are saying don't hug your relatives. So we're getting such mixed messages. The governors get to decide. Trump washed his hands of it. Right, okay, that explains why that then. No, there's already a coronavirus tarot deck I've seen on Etsy. Don't think I'd fancy that, really. Even as a tarot collector, I don't think I'd fancy that. It's sad, but a large pizza franchise, Pizza Hut, has closed their doors. Pizza Hut has gone bust as well. See, we've got Pizza Hut over here, but we've not heard that yet. It's just a real shame about Debenhams, because I remember my grandparents, it's a huge department store. It's kind of like, if you ever got the show over in the States called Mr. Selfridge, it's kind of like that. It's, like I say, it's 240 something years old, and they've just gone into administration, and it's so sad because it's a part of our history, and yeah, but it's the modern world. Pizza Hut is making bank with the deliveries and takeaways. They're making money. It's a bit too soon. Yeah, I mean, I don't get what the coronavirus tarot would focus on. Obviously the coronavirus, but what? I don't get how you can get like 78 cards out of that. I think Jurassic Park rules apply. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should. Wait a bit longer to get the vaccine sorted. Too soon to get together with people now. I think you have to make a choice with calculated risks. I think you need to assess every situation differently. I don't know how much longer we've got certain members of our family, so Christmas this year is going to be quite important. However, we can't just allow anyone, so we're not having any children because they can, you know, it's hard to tell young children not to, you know, break 6 meters and things like that. So we have to protect the most vulnerable in our family, but also balance that with, you know, nobody should really be on their own at Christmas either. So make some calculated risks, assess the situation, try as much as you can to stick to the guidelines and be sensible. It's all about being sensible, isn't it? Hi, Rebecca. Kids under 6 don't have to wear a mask. I just pray people get through this. Yeah, that's, and we're starting to vaccinate from this week in the UK. So it was announced beginning of this week that we're the first country in the world to, it's the Pfizer, I think it's called the Oxford Pfizer or something like that. And we're vaccinating from this week. I had my flu jab yesterday, and because of my age and health condition, they said to me it'll probably be around April when I can get the vaccine. But as from next week, this week coming, people in care homes and care workers, NHS staff, they're all being vaccinated first, quite rightly so. And then it goes down from ages and illnesses. So yeah, children aren't being vaccinated. I've had the last 3 Christmases alone, no change here for me. Don't see anyone most of the time. It sucks, but it's how it is. Not everyone has someone to visit. Yes, that's true. That's true. You know, not everybody does. And you know, there might be a time in the not too distant future where I spend a Christmas on my own. You know, my parents are getting on and ailing, so we just don't know. So we just have to make the most of what we have, don't we? Hermit's Cave, my mother had a whole bunch of people over for Thanksgiving. Her attitude seems to be that they don't have symptoms and that it's Thanksgiving. It's frustrating. Yeah. Maybe the UK gets the vaccine first because you're an island nation. If you all turn into zombies, at least you'll be contained. Yeah, watch this space. Keep watching, folks. So mention the Christmas Cuppa Catchment cards on the 23rd, probably around 6 p.m. Hey Brant, good to see you. How you doing? And then I've been stalling a bit because I was waiting for a message to pop up, because just as I was about to go live with all the other chaos that was ensuing in trying to find that deck, I got a message from Christine. Now, Christine is one half of Tarot Collectibles, and you'll have seen in the week, if you've watched my channel, that I've been showing and I've been working with this amazing deck, which is the Black Light Tarot. Just look at these colours. I mean, it's amazing even without a backlight. And if people like Oliver Hibbard's work but can't afford that deck, then this, in fact, I prefer this, to be honest. I mean, look at the Devil card. How awesome is that? Anyway, she messaged me and she said, I have to have that deck, Simon. It's lovely. It's amazing. I've still got my black light hanging up on a hook above my desk. She messaged to say thank you for the review. Tarot Collectibles sent me this deck. and they sent me the sheets a couple of months ago before it came out so I could have a look at it. And I've been using, because it's December now, I've been using their winter weight, which I use every year. That's the revised edition. And she said to me in a message, we're contemplating on what to do next. Because I'd asked them, I said, I think it's great. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. And she said, maybe something like, and this will please Elle if she's here. I don't know if Elle's here or not. We're contemplating doing a camp space theme, but they're not too sure. Oh my goodness, Layer Cake Arts. Hello, lovely. How are you? Darkness of Light Tarot went on sale. I'm going to show them in a minute because I was on about the heaven and earth, so I'll do a bit of a comparison. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so they're thinking of this camp space. There's RL, camp space. So I sent a message back saying, look, I'm about to go live on my Cuppa Ketchum cards. Do you want me to kind of do a bit of a straw poll? Do you want me to do a bit of kind of market research with the tarot community? So what do you think? Do you think Tarot Collectibles as next RWS deck should be like a camp space theme? Or can you think of anything else that you'd love to see? So in case you're not too familiar what I'm banging on about, they've come up with a few decks. So the Tripping Weight was the first deck that they first came on my radar. They did the Dead Weight, which is kind of like a zombie apocalypse type deck. They did the Winter Weight. This was the first edition Winter Weight. And then they did the Winter Weight Revised Edition. This is the deck I'm working with at the moment. They did the Groovy Weight, which is more 70s rather than Tripping, which was 60s. And then they've come out with this, and they've done more decks than this, and not all of them are RWS clones either. Well, not really clones, but RWS inspired. The Black Light, which is my favourite so far. I just absolutely love it. So, abso-bloody-lutely, says Elle. So, also then, so I'll go back to them and say, you know, people like the idea of camp space rather than space camp. But anything else that we'd love to see? RWS lovers. Melissa, you're in the room, aren't you? And Brant. And just for fun decks, you know, that give you a different kind of vibe, different edge to the RWS. What do you think's not out there that you'd love to see? What do you mean by camp space? I'm sure you know both words. Camp, you know, a bit sort of colourful and flamboyant, bright, sassy, and space, as in the final frontier. I'm still looking like the camera's there after 4 years of nearly being on YouTube. I'm looking totally the wrong way. I need to remember my camera's the wrong way around. The grunge weight seems to be missing. Grunge. Let's make a note of some of these then. Grunge weight. Camp space seems popular. Steampunk. RWS. Pastels. 80s cult. Oh, 80s deck would be amazing. Kincaid. Grunge. How can I buy the Winter Weight? Hi Pat. If they've still got it, just go to tarotcollectibles.com. That's their website, and they've got a shop there. 80s. Punk. That would be awesome. Who said punk? Hermit's Cave. I just bought a vintage camper that I'm restoring for travel and doing my readings. That's awesome, Tamaya. They have an 80s deck on Etsy. Not Tarot Collectibles, though, is it? I'm going to plug the inclusive weight again. Lots of racers, queer folk, people. Yes, inclusive weight. Goth. Pop. Yeah, I suppose that comes under 80s, doesn't it? But 80s cool pop. A dark weight. Now, what do you mean by dark weight, Elizabeth? Because they've got like the zombie type horror. I'm thinking Blacklight was 80s punk, yes. Don't think it's punk. I wouldn't, where have I just put it? Where have I just put it? Oh, I'll just put it. No. Oh my God, here I go again. Right in front of me. Black and white. I don't know if that would be their jar. I mean, I'll pop it down. Are you familiar with the Thomas Leng tarot from Tarot Collectibles on their website? No, I'm not. I think they just send me the ones that are really sort of themed around the RWS. I wouldn't say this is punk. There's quite a lot of like 70s kind of disco. And with it being psychedelic, like him, it's very sort of flower power. I think it's more late 60s, early 70s, the whole Woodstock kind of, especially with cards like that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was punk. And it's very trippy with all like the melting swords and things. Dark as in black tarot with splashes and spots of colours. Pop would be the 80s, yeah. You should look into the Thompson Leng. It's lovely. Very RWS, except for the wands. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Thompson Leng. 60s and early 70s would make sense, because that's when the black light thing started, I think, yeah. Good to hear. How's the new job? Oh yes, Brant started his new job this week and it's going well, I think, from what you were saying, Brant. Yeah, okay, so we've got some good ideas. I'll feed back to Christine and James. So we've got grunge, camp space was a yes, steampunk, RWS, pastels, 80s cult / pop, punk, inclusive, goth, and black with splashes of colour. Hi Christine, it's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday. 27, oh to be 27 again. A 1940s weight. 1940s weight. A paradoxical weight would be cool. Chris, that's a fab idea. Paradoxical weight. Yeah. Like World War II, swing dance, that type of aesthetic. Wow. So we've got a lot to go on. So, first things first, then, before we look at Nicoletta and the new kind of mini version, I've been loving the Heaven and Earth tarot. So it was the last video I did a walkthrough of. And in that, I said how it had a vibe of darkness of light. And where was we last night? It'll be Becca's chat last night. We got on to talking about it. And I'd said in there, you know, about this deck. And Marsha and one or two people was asking about the versions that's out there, which ones I had and why I thought they had a similar aesthetic. So the Darkness of Light that I've got, this is the second edition where it was borderless. Just found out we're expecting. Oh, wow. Birthday and expecting. Wow. And it's a signed copy. I think he signs them all, actually, Tony. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. So, in the Darkness of Light, the majors are pretty much black and white cards. But in the minors, or the courts, you do get kind of this almost like a sepia tone or flashes of colour. So let me try and find one here that kind of gives the same sort of vibe. So you see in Heaven and Earth, we've got a similar feel to them. Oh, and it's hard because I like the cardstock of this, but look at that. Our Three of Cups. Six of Cups is beautiful as well. And one of my favourites is the Five of Pentacles, or Five of Coins as it's called here, with the dog. So beautiful. Those look a bit sepia. Yeah, they're just, I mean, then you've got like splashes of pinks and purples, like this. And I don't use this deck as much as I should, really. But as I said, the major doesn't have much colour at all. They're more kind of grayscale, sepia-ish. I wanted to find the Ace of Pentacles. I love that deck. Is it out of print? Someone was just saying, was it Melissa? Was it you that was just saying that there's going to be another version? I think it's about 5 versions now. For some reason as well, the Three of Coins always reminds me of the Beatles poster. Okay, so here's the Ace of Coins. And then if I find the Ace of Coins, I mean, look, this one is obviously moulded around the RWS because with the Heaven and Earth Tarot, it's RWS images, it's the minors and courts have keywords for Thoth. So it's kind of like a hybrid. But they're still quite, I'm trying not to get a reflection, still quite similar. Give me the same sort of vibe. Do you get what I mean? The 4th edition is on sale today. Right, so is the 4th edition the one that was white? They went to having white borders. I didn't like that. I had the 1st edition and I either gave it away or I traded it because I preferred the 2nd edition. My friend made a deck kind of like that. Cindy from Cherub's Thunder. Linen cardstock, yeah. They really do have a similar... I like the right side. I wasn't sure what the right side was. Let's find another one. Let's find something like... 8 of Coins. Talk amongst yourselves. The Black Light Tarot looks fun. Jilly, are you behind? Oh, just look at the Sun card. Isn't that gorgeous? What am I looking for? 8 of coins. I mean, the card stock is amazing. As I'm going through them now, they feel great. This is the Darkness of Light I'm talking about. Well, not a problem, but they're quite glossy, the Heaven and Earth. Okay, we've got different vibe, different images here. See what I mean? It's quite glossy, but that's better. So, yeah, I just think they've got a similar vibe, and not everybody's been able to get this. And I just think the artwork in this deck, it's a really thick deck as well, but it really is gorgeous. It's very atmospheric, but you have to be used to having keywords because it does use, look at that for the lovers, it does use Thoth keywords. Hi Jackie, good to see you. If you did say hi, I missed you, so I do apologise. Always behind, catching up now. Well, you must have caught up to hear me say it, so it's good to have you in real time, Jilly. Better safe than chatty, yeah. Hi, Mendy. So, does anybody want to see, before I put them away, Heaven and Earth and the Darkness of Light, anybody want to see any? The Nicoletta Ceccoli Tarot and Oracle decks are very similar as well. They are. And when I go through Nicoletta in a minute, I can always grab the Oracle if you want me to. But the reason why that is really is because, you know, the artwork existed before the Tarot and the Oracle. So it's pre-existing artwork that was used. Something tells me that both Waite and Crowley's corpses are spinning in their graves with this deck. Thoth keywords on an RWS deck, shudder. I think I know which one would be spinning more out the two. How do you keep these all organised in your home, Simon? Do you have a special code system? Like a library? No, I'm not that organised. That's why I spent half an hour before going live trying to find my Nicoletta Ceccoli deck. Are they very similar? Which I'm doing well. Oh god. Has anyone seen the Afro Goddess Lenormand Oracle deck? Looks amazing. I haven't. I'm gonna have to check that out though, Chris. Let's just have some more coffee before it goes cold and before we go on to Nicoletta. And yet Simon was voted most organised. Oh, you've got a good memory. And it's not true. I'm not most organised out of me and Jen. Jen's organisation skills. Although I had my my work supervision the other day, and they kind of upscored me and complimented me on my organisation. But Jen's organisation skills takes on a whole new level. She has spreadsheets for her spreadsheets. She has everything organised. Has anyone done a comparative video of Heaven and Earth in Darkness of Light? No, I can do one if anybody would find that interesting. I just don't want to necessarily put it out there that I think they're that similar, but I can do one. Her stuff is so sexy. I'm sure I've just seen all of Simon's decks. All of Simon's deck cannot possibly all fit on those shelves. There are new ones every single week, sometimes a few a week. Yeah, they are. Every single tarot deck that I have fits onto these 25, and you know, there's another bit there. Can you see? So there is 25 cubicles. Sorry if that was a bit messy. So yeah, 25 cubicles. And then over there, and I'm not going to spin the camera around because, as I said, it's like something out of Santa Claus the movie with the way this front room's looking. Under my Buddhist shrine, I've got 6 cubicles. And then under the table, I've rammed them all under there as well. And now they're starting to go up the sides, is where all my oracle decks are. I do need to scale back on my oracle decks because I don't use oracle as much as I use tarot, and I tend to use the same ones. And at the moment, I'm just living for this. So, which Brant did for me. I just saw my name tagged. I would love that. What would you love? But your decks are organised so pretty. They're okay. Some are a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. IKEA shelves. Yep, I got it from IKEA. So do you have a list of decks? So I use an app called Libib. So I just scan the barcode. So when I get a deck, in fact, I can show you because I've not scanned this one yet. So I can't see the comments for a second. So there's the app, Libib. Can you see there? So we open it up. Let me dull it down a bit so you can see it better. So it lists the Oracle and the Tarot. So 520, it gives you the number. You click on the Tarot and it lists all your Tarot decks. But then here there's a little plus button. And it gives you the option of barcode or manual entry. Because if you're getting an independent deck, so I press barcode. So now it's looking for the barcode. Line it up. I'm trying to do it in reverse through the camera. So it's searching now for it. Oh, it's doing a deep search. And there it is. So it brings it up and then you just add it at the bottom. So press done. Or you can scan another. And that's it. It's scanned in. And then when you go back, it will now say 521 tarot. 521. Because it's added it in. So it's as simple as that. And if you get, like I say, an independent deck, then you just type it all in, but it's just so much easier. And if you get like 5 or 6, you just bleep, 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 and add them like you're in a supermarket scanning your goods. Let me find the chat again and see if I've missed anything. There's a couple of tagged ones. Hi Naomi. I was referring to loving a comparison side by side of the 2 decks. Okay. Darkness of Light is on its way. Crystal Sparkles has ordered it as a Christmas present. Deep search. That is organised. Is Libib an app you can buy off the Play Store, I take it? It's free. Libib is a free app. Do you have an iPhone, Chris? Because if it is, you just go to your app store, whatever app store you've got, and get it off there. Go deep or go home. Now, Dan. That is cool. I've never seen anything like that, but I'm old and not... Linda, you don't matter what age. I remember when I got it, Android, Simon, I'll check the store. Yeah, it will be on Android as well. I can remember when I first got the app, I had around 300 decks. Oh, and I spent the best part of a Sunday scanning them in, and then when it got to like the Il Meneghello ones, which were up in that top one there, you know, I'm having to type them all in individually. Ugh. But anyway, I could organise my bookshelves. Yeah, that's another thing. So you just create your categories. So Libib really is a library app. So it's for books. So you could add another category because you can just keep adding. One is obviously, I did have one called Lenormand and I just took that one off. But you could have one for books as well, tarot books or divination books, and just scan them and add them in. What's that? I was waiting for the Lost in Space pause when it never gazes for days. I'm not sure what that means. I also like to use tags in the library app to categorise my decks. I see, organised. I just don't know how you do that. I've not seen a tag thing. But yeah, it's like Jen. If you ask Jen, can I see your wish list? I don't know how she does it. She's got like screenshots of decks and she's got them all organised. Doesn't matter if it's on Amazon or Indie, and I'm like, oh, that's so organised. Just a general expression of shock, bit tongue in cheek. What am I missing? What am I missing? Is that a euphemism? You're making me clutch my pearls. Yes. Right, so Nicoletta. So Nicoletta Ceccoli was one of my first tarot decks. I've had Nicoletta Ceccoli decks before I had a channel, long before I had a channel. And I love everything about her art. So this, it came in a, you know, the old like low scarabeo tuck boxes, very flimsy. I thought it's not going to last 5 minutes. So I did purchase one of the silk bags that you can get as well. That's the little book. That's the backs. I have thought about doing a trim job on this. But what I'm really pleased about is it doesn't have all the multiple languages. It just has symbols. So for here, you've got your clubs at the top or your wands, however you want to turn them, and then your number at the bottom. And so on. 7 of Swords, for example. But the artwork is just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then I was in Derby, which is a city that's very close to Nottingham. It's only, you know, I don't know, 15 miles away. If that, maybe 10. And I was walking around and I just saw a little market stall, and they've got a mini version, again, in a tuck box. And I thought, well, that might be nice just to, you know, just to keep handy. But then they've brought out, as I mentioned, with these new boxes that Lo Scarabeo are doing, these 2-part linen boxes, this. And it looks like it's thicker. So I'm interested, and I know it's going to be taller because the box and everything else, but it looks quite a lot thicker. So I thought we could have a look. So how it looks at the, I'm not crafty enough for bullet journals. Oh, I love bullet journaling, especially for work. Bullet journaling has saved me many times. So these are the original minis. They're quite slender, but as you can see, and I put them all in order. This is what I was doing last night. It's like the full-size deck with having the number top and bottom. And then when we get to the minors, like our 2 of cups, we've got the cup at the top and the 2 at the bottom. I assume the first mini deck was bootleg, but I don't know that much about. No, it's proper genuine deck by Lo Scarabeo. It's not bootleg. They've always had a mini version out, and the cardstock is really, really nice. But it's been out for quite a few years. In fact, in the little book, it says 2006, I think. Let's have a look. 2008. 2008. I wish they'd do more in the tin size. Yeah, you see, the tins are normally US games. Oh, but I love the artwork. Now, I know this deck has been problematic because people were saying that some of the images sexualize children, but they don't, because if you read about Nicoletta Ceccoli and her art, these are not children. If anything, she said they should be compared with dolls. Okay, so it's a bit like, is it Jasmine Beckett Griffiths? You know, when you see the decks, like beautiful creatures with the big eyes, and they look very much like children, but similarly, that's not the case. So this was one of the images that was seen as problematic because you got a rabbit, you know, looking up her skirt, and it was seen as being quite problematic. Or another one here. But these are, it's just the art style, and they are not children. Where are we? I'm trying to this is one of my favourite images. I love that. It's like one of those 3 magic eye pictures, you know, where something appears within the pattern. That's part of the wallpaper there. There's the one in the bathtub, isn't there, that's often been criticised. I love that as well, with the two children hiding from the giant rabbit. 2 little kids there. There is a doll brand called Blythe that have massive heads and big eyes. Yeah. I can't find the image now, unless it's going to be right at the end. Well, anyway, we will see when we get there. So let's have a look at this rebranded version. I've lost me, do these little diddy scissors. It reminds me of Monsters Inc. Hi, Jonathan. How do you like reading with this deck? I haven't used it for such a long time. Like I say, it's one of my first decks, and I carried it everywhere, and I used it all the time, and I absolutely love it. As I got more into working with RWS imagery, the less I work with this deck, because it is kind of its own thing. Oh, it feels lovely. So you can see, well, hopefully you can see the linen texture on the box. It's nice and sturdy. Oh yes, they're thicker and taller. Look at that. So there is a difference in size. The things I get excited about, I tell you. Hi, Angie. Shadow work deck. Yeah, and this deck I talked about on my channel when, you know, when I did the video, I say it like you've been here right from the start. You know when, if you have been here from the early days, I did a video called Lifting the Lid on Pandora's Box. There was a series of events that happened in 2017 where I was going back. So we'd had a big 30-year school reunion. And we also went, a few friends from my first job. I worked at a theme park that is now closed. And we went and had a look round, and everything was gone and nature had reclaimed the land. But you could see impressions where certain parts of the theme park was. And I went to the top of this hill and I was looking out across, you know, my past. It felt like I was looking back in time. And even though it was all barren wasteland, I could hear the music playing over the tannoy of the country and western songs, and I could smell the smells and feel the feels of what it was like being 16 again. And those who do know me know that I had quite a troubled teenage years. I was a runaway. And yeah, we won't go into all that now. But a lot of stuff bubbled up at the time that I'd put a lid on and pushed down for so long, for so many years, like 30 plus years. And suddenly, because of the school reunion, because of this trip, I'd also gone to a concert that week and saw Pet Shop Boys in concert. And Pet Shop Boys as a group was very much part of my teenage years as well. It was like everything came at once, and everything that I'd pushed a lid on came up to the surface that I had to deal with. And this deck, and Deviant Moon in particular, really helped, because this deck is great, I think, for inner child work, doing work. Especially some of the images, like that one that I showed you with the salamander coming down the wall. It's taken me forever to get in this. I just realised I'm like picking away at it, chatting away, and I haven't even got into the cellophane. Why haven't we got one of those little tear things? We have, I can see a line. Oh, there it is. Look how easy that was. After 10 minutes of picking away at the top. Okay, so that's the little advertisement cards. Oh, much better. They've only got a number at the bottom now, not at the top. So a quick comparison. They're not as glossy either. They've got a sheen, as you can see, but this has a lamination. Can you see the difference? Sheen, glossy. But look at that. There's a colour difference as well. This has like a more of a grey, light grey, dark grey. Can you see that difference? But in terms of size, they are the same height, all but a little hair's breadth. But wow, this is bigger. So it's a little bit larger, particularly on the width. Oh, but I love them. The colour difference is interesting. But we get more image because this one, for some reason, quite strangely, we've got 2 and 2, where now we just have the bottom. Nicoletta Ceccoli Mini, new versus old. Oh, hi, Jada. Bye, Chris. Is Chris going? Bye, Chris. Yeah. Ooh, the colours just seem richer as well. So let me show you this one. This is the original, which is our Emperor card. I don't know if it's just me, but the red seems redder. Do you see that? This is kind of like a, almost like a matte red, whereas this is a bright, vivid red. So the colours seem a lot nicer. So this is quite a nice size. So let's compare it with the full size Nicoletta. Definitely. I'm glad you can see it, because sometimes you see things with the naked eye and on camera it's not the... So let's look at the Hierophant. So original full size Hierophant, old mini Hierophant, and then the new mini Hierophant. This seems sharper. Wow, I've been on an hour already. I'm really relaxed now as well, guys. You know, from how I came on. Sorry if I was all sort of all over the shop, but yeah, so there we are. So I'm really pleased. I'm really impressed. I want to show you a couple of my favourite cards. I love this one. This is the Devil card. But look how cool that is for a Devil card. Love the moon. So the artwork, I feel, even though it's pre-existing art, I think it's been chosen really well. That's a beautiful moon card. Do those bells chime through the night? No. The last chime is 10 p.m. and then they're not on again till 8 a.m. as set for New Year's Eve. Love the Three of Cups. It's very different to the RWS with the three ladies, but I think it's beautiful. This is gorgeous. Our Queen of Cups. Look at that. A chili. And this wasn't expensive. I think this was about £9 on Amazon. So this was another one that people kind of objected to. Yeah, and the Nine of Wands is gorgeous. It's just flashed up as I was talking to you then, showing that card. I get notifications at the top of my screen, and it just flashed up. Someone's commented. I think it's on Instagram. I didn't catch it, but someone's put, I wonder how many decks Simon's has. If you was in here in this chat, you'd know exactly, because we just looked at Libib. That's a gorgeous one, isn't it? The image on your t-shirt is gorgeous. Thank you. It's the Hermit. It was a birthday gift from the lovely Moon Whisper. There's another one I really like, which is our Two of Swords. This one's a bit, it's Five of Swords, so you kind of expect that, but he's fighting with his carrot. His little face. Six of Swords on that little boat. I love the Eight of Swords. So again, you know, when we think about the Eight of Swords from a traditional RWS, it's that person who's kind of feels that they're trapped, even though very often there's a very clear way out. They can't see it because it's swords, it's thoughts. They're trapped inside their own head, a prison of their own making. Yeah, so there we are. That's the Nicoletta Ceccoli Tarot, the pocket edition. I think the difference is as well that this is the pocket edition, and I think the other one was kind of billed as like a mini. But I really like the changes. I like the fact that we've got more image, because with a smaller deck, obviously you lose that, but it's nice to get more image and nice sturdy 2-part box. Yeah, so I'll still keep this one for nostalgia. Definitely inner child, I love how it creeps me out. Well, at least you love the fact that it creeps you out. Hi, Hen. Someone's saying hello to Hen. Oh, there. Hi, Simon and all. Hello, Hen. So, yeah, and that's the large version. We've just been looking at the new pocket-sized Nicoletta Ceccoli tarot, as opposed to the old thinner tuck box style one. Oh dear, what a day. So we've got a few minutes left. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular? Ask any questions? So we've talked about what could possibly be the next tarot collectibles deck. We've looked at the comparisons between the Heaven and Earth and the Darkness of Light. And then we've just had a bit of a look at Nicoletta Ceccoli decks, the 3 versions that's out there. This deck has the same dreamy characteristic that Dream Keepers have. Yeah. It's very distinctive though. Nicoletta Ceccoli's, there's another artist, a male artist who's very similar. Mark, oh, I forgot his name. Not Mark Ryan, but it's very similar art style. Hi, Kat. Good to see you. I've not seen you for a while. How have you been? Have you been okay? Why is Jen called Hen? It's a term of endearment. Did I mistype? I think we was in a chat and I mistyped and I called her Hen, and I put something like, sorry, I didn't mean to call you that. And she's like, that's okay. A few people have called me Hen, and so it kind of stuck. That's right, isn't it, Hen? I think that's how it came about. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Kat. Yes, you mistype and the rest is history. And I had to check. I remember checking with Hen, just saying, you're not too, upset about this, because everybody then started calling her Hen. And she's like, no, I don't mind at all. I think it's quite cute. So could you put a list up of the people's live streams that are set times in the community? I would if I knew them all, Billy. It's just, I think Jilly, my friend Jilly at Little Zenchrome was trying to do something like that. Am I right, Jill? Or have I just dreamt that? Now I've said it, I'm thinking, I think you dreamt that. Somebody who's got a Facebook group, was it Life Without Walls? Or was it somebody in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, tried to list or get a program together of when all the lives. It is Jill. She's put, yes, I am. Yes, you are right. Oh, thank you. That's good to know. Yeah, so, but I think somebody also put in the Facebook group, the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, can we all list when we go live? It's just really difficult because one person can't, and as much as I'd love to, can't know when everybody goes lives. I know most, starting at the beginning of the week with a Sunday, I know, for instance, that Jen from Jen's Balanced Tarot does her tarot play date, which is 6:30 in the UK, 10:30 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern. Becca does Sunday nights, Wednesday nights and Friday nights, 9 p.m. UK. On Mondays, and I'm going to forget people, this is why it shouldn't always be down to one person, but then we've got Wolf Meets Witch, 8 p.m. UK time. Don't think anybody's been going live on a Tuesday, but then again, I could be wrong, I might just not be aware of it. Wednesday, Becca. Thursday, Chris from Elemental Cartomancy tends to go live around 9 p.m. UK time on a Thursday. Friday, Becca. Saturday, I do Cuppa Catch Up and Cards. Kelly Fitzgerald always used to do a Saturday Night Live, UK time 9 p.m, which was 4 p.m. Eastern, but she's not been doing them for the last few months. Jilly tends to do her wine chats kind of ad hoc. I don't think they're set to any particular days, are they, Jilly? I think they're just when you can, you know, meet up with somebody and their availability. Oh, right. So Jonathan Dale has been doing readings on Tuesday, Simon. So, and I was aware of that, but a lot of them as well, because Jonathan, I believe, is something like 13 hours behind me. So when Jonathan goes live in the UK, we're all asleep. So I will see them after the event. Yes, and Robin from Toastal Tarot, first Monday of each month. With Chris this week, wine and tarot on Saturday. Yeah, so tonight, Julie's got a wine and tarot. Not sure what time. Feel free to pop it in, Julie. But I get up at 5:30 on a Sunday because I have to drive 15 miles and be at my friend's for 6:45 because we walk his dogs for a couple of hours. And that's my big weekly exercise. So I don't stay up too late on a Saturday. I don't stay up too late anyway because I get up at 5:30 most days. Thanks for filling in the missing words, Simon. That's all right, Jen. You do it for me all the time in Playdate. So, can people put up their times in Eastern and GMT? Yeah, but just remember that Eastern is just 5 hours behind GMT. There's only ever a couple of weeks when clocks go back that we're out of sync, but then we slot back into place. 4 p.m. Eastern time is wine and tarot. So that's 9 p.m. tonight. So that is less than 4 hours from now. Julie will be live. So that's good because 9 p.m. tonight I'll be able to watch that. So that's good. And it doesn't go against Kelly because she doesn't do that 9 p.m. slot. I don't know if it's because of classes or something and she's going to return to it. I don't know. I've not heard. Billy says 8 p.m. UK time. Philip Carr-Gom, tea with a druid, has meditation and chat. Okay, I've not heard of that. Jackie's put a link to somewhere. Let me see where that takes us. Wine and tarot. So that's Jill's wine and tarot. Thank you, Jackie. So yeah, Jill, let us know how the schedule is shaping up, because we can always publish it, you know, in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group as well. We'll spread the word because people do ask and it's nice to know. It's like having a TV listing guide, isn't it? I was looking at the Christmas one today thinking, shall I get it already? But it's £5. £5 for 2 weeks TV listing. I sound like a right Scrooge, don't I? £5. 5:30 a.m. Simon. I thought I was early in these dark mornings. Yeah, I get to work for about 7:15, so I get up at 5:30 because I have my morning rituals to do. I don't just mean shower and shaving, but you know, meditation, my intentions, spread. I put it up weekly. Do you want me to share in the Hermit's Cave? Yes, please. Philip Carr-Gom. And because, you know, the Hermit's Cave, so admin, don't remove it thinking it's advertising. Just put Simon's asked me to share and it'll be left. £5 for 2 weeks of listings is daft. I know. I miss the TV guide paper listing. I love those little books. Do you not get them anymore? Ours are like magazine size. I remember being in the States. Wow, kind of like turn of the millennium, 99, 2000 time. And my in-laws, who were in Utah, having this little compact book. It was like a little paperback book, and it was just for TV listings. Dan gets up at 5:30 a.m. too. Simon's priorities, £9 for a deck is a steal. £5 for TV. Yes, but Karen, the TV listing will be thrown away after 2 weeks. A deck is for life, not just for Christmas. I don't do Facebook. Well, in which case, Billy, I've got your email address. Once Jilly puts it up in the Hermit's Cave, I'll copy it and I will send it to you in email. Philip Cargon is writer of Druid Craft Tarot. 8 p.m. UK Mondays. Tea with a Druid. Okay. Yes, that's what we get. Little paper. I remember them. I just got my brother a BritBox year-long subscription for Christmas. He's a right Anglophile. I keep thinking about whether to get BritBox. Mainly because I want to watch Spitting Image. But I've got Netflix, I've got Amazon Prime, and I don't get to watch half of them. But there's lots of cool British dramas on, and stuff from years ago, like Band of Gold and all that sort of stuff, which I'd love to watch again. But if you watch a film that changes your life... Sorry? Yeah, I love films that change your life. Or you start thinking, oh, let me promote a film. I'm going to promote this film. I watched it because Will from Atypical Tarot mentioned it on a recent video he did. So I paid $3.99 because it was on Amazon Prime, but you had to pay for it. And as I started to watch it, I was like, not too sure about this. Not sure. And then it was one of those films where as you're watching it, you're kind of taking it in. And then once it finishes, you think about it for like 3 days. It keeps coming into your mind. So I bought it. I got it today and it's called A Ghost Story. And it's not a horror, it's not a scary film at all, but it is extraordinary. And it says on it, it's Cassie Affleck as well, is the ghost, and Rooney Mara, who I wasn't aware of. And it says it's all about time. So the premise is that they are a couple and they live in this house. She doesn't really like the house and he loves it. And he can't explain to her why he loves the house so much, but he's got a connection there. And then he's killed and he comes back as a ghost. Now, it looks daft because it's a ghost wearing a sheet. That is just because that's for our purpose, because we're, you know, his spirit. So we wouldn't see him there. So it's just, that's what we see to know he's in the scene, if that makes sense. Nobody else sees him. And it's about time. It really is about time, because her life moves on and his doesn't. Well, not his life, but you know what I mean. And that's why he was so attracted to that house, because his spirit is there in the house. But it's all weird because it's timey-wimey, as Doctor Who would say, where it's kind of like, as a spirit, he's a part of the past, but he's also part of the present and the future. And without giving too much away, it's a must-see film. But stick with it, because at the beginning you'll be like, what? I had to buy it. If I watch a film and it moves me in some way, I buy it and it goes in my back room. I've got a wall full of DVDs. I've got about 500 DVDs. I think I've probably got as many DVDs as I've got tarot decks. But really good film. Rooney was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I've not seen that, but that's cool. What did I see? Oh, has anybody seen The Invisible Man? A friend is getting it me for Christmas. But I noticed on the front of the cover, it's the Handmaid's Tale actress. We shouldn't say actress now, should we? Actor. And I didn't realise that, and I've forgotten their name. But I've got to get it, because I think she's a phenomenal actor. May I suggest The Happiest Season as a Christmas movie just released on Hulu? Oh, we don't have Hulu. I'm going to write it down. The Happiest Season. I might be able to get it on something else. Is it a feel-good film? Aspasia? It's very essential. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Exactly, Billy. It's on Netflix US. Oh, well, Netflix US. We need to do a watch party soon, Jen. We need to find a good film to watch over the Christmas season that we can get both on Spitting Image, on both Netflix US and UK. I actually feel the same. Tee-hee, only teasing. I actually feel the same. I've forgotten what that was about now, Karen. Yes, it is a feel-good film. I was referring to a ghost story, found it there. Oh, Jen, watch it and let me know. Glide me and let me know your thoughts after you've watched it. My coffee's gone cold. Okay, so shall I pull a card and start to wrap up? And Netflix in Canada. Okay, I'm going to join the Hermit's Cave Facebook. Oh, cool. I probably won't know who you are, so just say as well, it's Oak Mama. Because there's 3 security questions, or 2 questions and 1 just saying, yes, I'll abide to the rules of the group. But let us know, and then we'll know who you are. But anybody who wants to join the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, you're more than welcome. There's a good band of us. I think there's about coming up to 3,000 people in there now. It's a very active group. It's a lovely, friendly group. And yeah, anybody's welcome. You just have to, please remember, because admin will only let you in if you just answer the security questions, because we just have to make sure that everybody's in there. It's a closed group, and that's for people's privacy, you know, because Facebook, if you don't have a closed group, anybody could see, and, you know, not everybody's out as a tarot reader or a pagan or a witch or whatever path you follow. So you have the safety and security of the group where we can discuss things relating to tarot. It is an extension of this channel, so you know, whatever we discuss on here, we can continue discussions and things, but you're more than welcome to come. And thank you, Jen, for putting the link in there. Did you find it cringy? It's a coming out film, a bit cringy. Oh, I like coming out films though. I loved Love, Simon. I don't know if you've seen that one. Which film? It's very essential. It is. I'm looking at all Tammy Pie's comments. BritBox is great. But what film? The Happiest Season is with Kristen Stewart, Daniel Levy. Oh, Daniel Levy is amazing. And Mary Steenburgen. I've got to watch it. I loved Schitt's Creek. David, please answer my questions. What did you ask me, Jen? Let me scroll back. Hermit's Cave Facebook group. I will. Jen, it's on Netflix. Jen, I can't find a question. Oh, please answer the questions. I'm with you, okay. Put him out of his misery. Yeah, Tammy Pie. The coming out was so mean. The one coming out was so mean. Tammy Pie. Ooh, David. I love David Levy too. Oh, you've done, ooh, David, the sister, yeah. Everybody in that show, Schitt's Creek, is superb. Every single one. It's just the characters are amazing, and you really get invested in them as each season goes. I think, Jen, you mentioned it in Tarot Playdate. Have you got up to Simply the Best? Because there's 2 Simply the Best. There's the first Simply the Best, and then there's the best Simply the Best. Tammy Pie, he is brilliant, of course. The highlight of the film, Happiest Season. So the Happiest Season is the film that's the coming out film. Right, okay. Oh my God, I'm binging Schitt's Creek, almost done with the 6th season. I'm going to be so sad. I had withdrawal symptoms when it ended. I was like, now what? Because during lockdown, and I mean the proper lockdown, not the one we just had, lockdown light, proper lockdown, where I left the house once a week for 3 months, I watched everything. You know, I watched all of Tiger King. That feels like a lifetime ago now. Ozark and the complete Golden Girls, Schitt's Creek. So many stuff, so much stuff. I've even forgotten half the stuff. Ghost Story, The Invisible Man, and The Happiest Season. Has anybody seen The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix? Oh, his performance in that is amazing. And it's so not a superhero film. You know what I mean? It's about how he becomes the Joker. So there's going to be follow-ons from it, isn't there? When we're out of this situation. Nearly at the end of Schitt's Creek. So sad. What can I watch next? The Simply the Best that David lip-synced. I burst into tears. It was the most adorable thing I've ever seen on television. You watched it. I rewound that like 5 times. It was brilliant. I mean, it was heart-rendering when, you know, David had it sung to him. But then when he did it, and he did the dance and everything. I want to teach my little granddaughter, la 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 la, a bit like Alexis. Is that wrong? La 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 la, a bit like Alexis. A little bit Alexis. I'm not sure what la 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 is. The Joker was awesome. Very good awareness about mental health. Yeah, actually. Yeah. But depressing. I watched it in Wales when I went to my friends in Wales. Again, it's another DVD I'm getting for Christmas from a friend. But I just sat hooked. And, you know, as I've said to you many, many times, with my ADD, a film has to grab me and keep me hooked. And it did. I watched The Queen's Gambit. I've just started The Queen's Gambit this week. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't think I was going to like it, with it being about chess. But I'm really starting to get invested in the character there as well. Hey, Kay. I'm so late here, but happy. Oh, yeah, I'm about to go. It's coming up to past, but bye, Orsi. But it's lovely to see you, Kay. After Schitt's Creek, you can watch Best in Show with Catherine O'Hara and Levy. Best in Show. The pop song Alexa did, and oh, of course, season 3. Yes, I'm with you. Lucifer, I couldn't get into it. I've tried a few times to watch that. Simon, have you ever seen Vision of Escaflown? I haven't. Tarot anime oriented? No. We watched The Foreigner last night. Started Queen's Gambit last night. Hi, Betsy. Mustache. Oh, you're saying aloha. I always think aloha is hello, but it can be goodbye as well, can't it? Best thing on Netflix. Yeah, there's just 7 episodes, isn't there? And I've watched the first 2. So I'll probably watch another as I have my dinner tonight. Before Jill is live. All right, I'm going to pull a card. So we'll use the winter weight, being as we're now in December. Is this a new Joker movie, or are you talking about the old one with Heath Ledger? No, this is just called The Joker. And it's Joaquin Phoenix, you know, River Phoenix's brother. Joaquin Phoenix, who was in Gladiator and Signs with Mel Gibson, the M. Night Shyamalan film. His performance as the Joker is brilliant. But it just talks about his life and how he becomes the Joker. And I never knew that he was Bruce Wayne's brother. Or is that a spoiler? Yeah, some great recommendations here, isn't there? Aloha equals hello, goodbye, I love you, breath of life, etc. Many layers of meanings. Yeah, absolutely. Bye, Jilly. See you later. I've never seen that, Jen, Walk the Line, Johnny Cash. I do want to see it. I wonder if that's on Netflix. I think he's an incredible actor. Such a shame about River Phoenix, because I think he would have been, wow, what he could have done. Such a talent. In My Own Private Idaho, he was brilliant. He was brilliant as a young kid when he played Chris Chambers in Stand By Me. He would have been in Interview with a Vampire. That's what he was about to start working on. I had such a crush on River when I was young. I think we all did back then when we were teenagers. I think he was the same age as me. Yes, he'd be around 50 now. Was he 23 when he died? I think he was. Oops. I love the backs of these, can I just say as well. It's like Christmas wrapping paper. Just looking to see if there's any final comments before I go. Teen Bop. All right. All right, so we have the devil. How can we be fearful of this devil though when he's... How can I get it without the sheen? There we go. Nice pink devil there. So, our message for the week with the devil card. Let's live our truth, guys. We see the devil card and we think about bondage, and a lot of it is self-imposed bondage. And I think as long as we're always living our truth, and when I say living our truth, I mean being our authentic selves, not living a lie, not trying to fit in, not trying to be somebody to please somebody else, but just feeling comfortable with who we are and being able to say, this is me, this is who I am, you either like it or you don't. And then we free ourselves from that self-imposed bondage, because so many of, and it's a natural thing to want to belong. You know, we all want to belong to something. As human beings, we are creatures who need to feel that we fit in somewhere and that we belong to something. But that doesn't mean that we should make compromises about who we are as people. You know, like attracts like, and we will attract our tribe as long as we're always being genuine and we're always being true to ourselves. If there's any sort of patterns of behaviours that have become part of your sanskara, and what I mean by that is those addictive patterns of behaviours that very often keep us trapped as well, because we feel that we've got the need to self-preserve, or we feel defensive about certain things, then let's really try and do the work as to why that might be the case. Why do we automatically react to things when we find ourselves in the presence of certain people? And particularly when we're thinking about negative thoughts, because a lot of us do that, you know, and I've experienced that a lot this week, where the odd thing has been said and I've taken it personally where perhaps it wasn't intended to be personally. And then, you know, I'm always reminded of a saying once. It was a very good friend of mine years ago, and I said, it's nothing personal, as I was trying to talk to this person, and they said to me, but everything's personal if you're a person. And there's some truth in that, but also, you know, I think sometimes we build up a protective layer, and that's because of things that we might have been through, and certain triggers make us react in a certain way. And again, that's self-imposed bondage. So let's, you know, press the pause button, reflect a little bit more before we react to certain things. But always be yourself, live your truth, be your authentic self, because that's where real self-imposed bondage takes shape. You know, that's where we become prisoners. We become prisoners because we feel that we have to behave in a certain way or do certain things to fit in with a crowd. And actually you don't. If you be yourself, live your truth, stop those negative patterns of thoughts, and you will attract your tribe. And that's when genuine people come into your life. The devil really does encompass sanskaras. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, they're so hard to break, but you can break them. It just takes time, and it takes, you know, we've had years that we build something up. You're not going to unravel it overnight. It's going to take a long time to reprogram and reframe our way of thinking. So glad I caught a little ceasing, and it's been forever since I've been up early enough. It has, Hen, and we've missed you. We really have missed you, so it's lovely to see you here. And I always appreciate you getting up early and joining us. Perfect card for the week. Thanks, sir. Yes, just enjoy your week, guys. Be true to yourself. Find happiness in just enjoying who you are and be comfortable with that. Addictive patterns of behaviour. I don't see that anywhere. Right. All right then, guys. So thank you for being here. I've had a blast. Sorry about the start of this live. I was very sort of all over the place. But I really feel, you know, calm now. It's been lovely just to check in. I'm going to go back to the wrapping and parceling up of things and getting things ready to post tomorrow and everything else. So, but I'll be back at 9 on Gillia's channel, Little Zen Crone, for a bit of a catch up and a glass of wine with her. I haven't got no wine, but I'll pretend. Take care, guys. Till next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.